All right, so hopefully these next couple problems go by a little bit quicker. What we are going to do is we are going to go ahead and we're going to estimate at least on this first one, and then on the other ones, I don't think we really need to do much estimation. So on this one, it says each container holds 1 liter, 275 milliliters of water. So it's 1,275 is what we are going to have. It says how much water is in 609 identical containers. So we'll find the difference between what my estimate product is and the precise. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my estimation, and this is what I would actually have. So if I were to have this problem, how would you estimate that? Well, I would probably round this one down to, I'm actually going to round this down to 1,200, and I'm actually going to multiply this by 600. Okay, so I could multiply this, or I could round this down to 1,000, but just to be a little bit closer, and because on the other side there were some where we're like, yeah, we're pretty far away with it, I'm going to go ahead and just do this. If you want to round it to 1,000, you are more than welcome to, and we can kind of compare what our answers are. So if I look here, I could do 12 times 6, and I'm just going to write 12 times 6 up here, and I know that that answer is going to be 72. And then it's 1,200, so it's 100 times 100. So I'm going to go ahead and add those 4 zeros. So this would be, if I were to estimate this right, my answer should be pretty close to that 720,000. Okay, so now I'm actually going to do this math. And I do have enough room, so I'm not going to necessarily do it on a scratch piece of paper, okay? So let's do 5 times 9 is 45, regroup my 4. 9 times 7 is going to give me 60, 7, nope. 9 times 7 is going to, yes, give me 63. Sorry guys, I am having, oh, my brain is a little off here. 63 plus 4 more is going to give me 67, regroup my 6. 9 times 2 is 18, plus 6 more is going to give me 24, regroup my 2. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 2 more is 11, okay? So guys, I actually do not have to do that tens column because it's a 0 there. So no matter what, if I were to round that, or to do that, it would just be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So I can skip that one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to that 100, but I've got to put those 2 zeros there. 6 times 5 is 30, regroup my 3. 6 times 7 is going to give me 42, plus 3 more is going to give me 45. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 more, 12 and 4 is 16, regroup that 1. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So I'm going to add this together. So this is saying that my answer, the actual answer, is 776,475 milliliters. So I could then find what my difference is by subtracting those. So I'm going to subtract. This is pretty simple because it's a bunch of zeros. 5. So the difference between my estimation and my actual answer was 56,475. Okay, so now I'm going to come down here and it says a club has some money remaining to purchase the chairs. After buying 355 chairs at $199 each, there was $1,068 remaining. How much money did they have first? So first I'm going to find out how much did they spend on that, and then I'm going to add that to this change that they had, or the leftover that they had, to find out how much money we had to begin with. So I'm going to do 5 times 4 is 45. 5 times 4 is 45 again, plus 4 is going to be 49. 9 times 3 is going to be 27, plus 4 more is going to be 31. Okay, so go through again and do the same thing. 9 times 5 is, oh, because I'm doing 90, I've got to make sure I add that 0. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 5 is 45, plus 4 more is 49. 9 times 3 is going to be 27, plus 4 more is going to be 31. Okay, so now I'm going to go down here and do 0 and 0 because it's 100, so that's why I have those 2 zeros. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 5 is 5. 3 times 1 is 3, and now I can add these together. 14, regroup that 1, 9, 10, 15, 16, regroup that 1, 5, 6, 9, 10, regroup that 1, 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. So they spent $70,645. So I want to know how much money they had to begin with. Adding those up. 11, carry that 1, 6 plus 1 is 7, 1. They had to begin with $71,713. Okay. We are going to go ahead and move on to question number 4. It says, so far, Camilla has collected 14 boxes of baseball cards. There are 315 in each box. So she estimates that she has about 3,000 cards. So she buys 6 albums that hold 500 cards. Okay, so let's look at this. Will she have enough space for her cards? She estimated she's probably going to have about 3,000 cards. And if this is what she buys 6 albums that hold 500 each. Okay, if I were to kind of do the math that I know how to do this, I've got 6 times 5 is 30. It's 100, so I need to add those 2 zeros. So would she have enough space for all of her cards? So if I go off of her estimation, yes, I would. And the reason is because I have that 3,000. So yes, I would. Now this would only be if her estimation was close to her actual number. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to find out how many cards she actually has. So she has 14 boxes and they each have 315 cards. So I'm going to go ahead and just multiply this and just move it around so it's nice and easy. 5 times 4 is 20, regroup the 2. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 more is 6. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, multiplying this by 10, so I need to add that 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Uh-oh. She has 4,410 cards. So will she have enough if I look at her estimation? No. But when I looked up here at her estimation, yes, I did. So now I need to figure out, well, how many albums will she actually need? She needs to have over 4,000. She needs to have 4,410. If each album holds 500 cards, I want to think, how many albums would she need? If I know that 500 cards, well, that's 1,000 already. If she had 6 albums that would hold 3,000 cards, how many albums do you think that she would need? Okay, so here's another thing, and I like to more kind of think it out. I could divide this out. I could do 4,410. I could divide that by 500 if I wanted to, but I'm kind of thinking like I could draw it out. So I already know that if she has 6 albums, that's going to give enough space for 3,000 cards. Okay. I've got the difference here is about 1,410. And if I'm going to be looking at that 5, I'm really thinking of multiples of 5. So I would think 5, 10, 15. So I would think 3 more albums along with her 6. So if she had 6 to begin with and she has 3 more, she would have 9 albums. Well, let's look here. If I do 9 times 500, 9 times 5 is 45. Add those 2 zeros because it was 100. She would have room for 4,500 cards. She has 4,010 cards. So that would be where you would get how many she would need.